From a highway chess match against a police chief and a high driver who made one brake check too many to a drag racer who thought 150 miles per hour would keep him ahead, and much more. Here are the craziest moments where Dodge Challenger police chases ended badly.
Pit, break it, pit.
Speeders get stopped all the time, but on June 3rd, 2023, one Dodge Challenger in Savannah decided to make it personal. The driver could have accepted the ticket, instead he chose chaos. In just seconds, what started as a basic traffic stop turned into a high-speed showdown packed with near misses, wild turns, and one very persistent trooper.
All clear. Alright, back westbound, excuse me, eastbound, they're clear, that was all clear. Eastbound on Presidents. So we're gonna try to get in this.
The suspect wasn't only running, he was taunting. Twice, he slammed the brakes just enough to throw off the pursuing unit. It was the kind of move that screams, "Catch me if you can," but also begs for consequences.
Don't do it, don't fucking do it. Alright, looks like he's going to turn on Pennsylvania. Clear.
The end didn't come gently. The suspect made one final reckless choice on a stretch of highway he thought he knew. But the trooper was ready, and when the moment came, so did the end of the road.
Pit, break it, pit. I think we're on Duran. Stand by.
The man behind the wheel turned out to be unlicensed and freshly high, with a mouth full of excuses and the scent of weed on his breath. He admitted to fleeing just to avoid another ticket. Instead, he racked up a felony-level to-do list. After being cleared by hospital staff, he was booked and charged accordingly. Let this one be a reminder: when you try to outrun responsibility, the only thing waiting at the finish line is reality and handcuffs. It was 11:07 p.m. on September 20th, 2023, and Trooper Lucas was cruising down I-440 when something flashed past him in the far lane. Two cars neck and neck, blasting down the interstate like it was a drag strip. No hesitation, no fear, just raw horsepower and the kind of arrogance that thinks 150 miles per hour is normal. Lucas flipped on his lights and sirens, but the party was already splitting up. One took the ramp, but the other, a white Dodge Challenger, made a different kind of decision. Every chase has a tipping point, and this one came fast. With traffic out of the way and the target exposed, our trooper moved in. But this wasn't just about stopping the vehicle. It was about timing patience and knowing exactly when to hit back. Once the dust settled, the driver, later identified as Dimitri Barton, chose the highway pavement as his final resting spot. Temporarily, at least. His passenger, Amparo Lopez Gomez, was hurt and claimed she'd begged him to stop. Barton was checked out at Baptist Hospital, then taken straight to Pulaski County Detention. Another night, another wild ride that proves high-speed ego doesn't mix well with blue lights and strategy. There's something about muscle cars and bad decisions, and on January 28, 2024, that combo came flying through Brooksville in the form of a gray Dodge Challenger. Trooper Jay Peters clocked the car at 77 in a 50 zone, pulled it over, and began giving instructions from his loudspeaker. But before the Challenger could even roll down a window, it bolted, and just like that, a routine stop exploded into full-blown chaos.
Passing Red Bud Lane, coming up towards the truck route now. Passing Red Bud towards the truck route, 125. Passing Red Bud Lane, 125 miles per hour. I see a unit ahead, He's signal first. Oh, you crossed the medium, grass medium. Signal 12 whiskey, signal 12 whiskey. Signal 12 whiskey. Hit. Signal, oh, we're going back westbound. Back eastbound.
The first major play to end the madness nearly worked, but when the dust settled, the suspect wasn't done and the chase veered in a whole new direction, turning a tense pursuit into an unpredictable sprint through the county.
Right now, traffic is on the left arm. 149, 150 eastbound, State 150 going back towards Springway Highway. 139 eastbound, 150 towards Springway. Driver 30 on right now and pass on the left arm. Passing WPA Road, 136.
The road eventually fought back. As the muscle car tore down the highway, things spiraled out of control fast. What followed wasn't just a crash. It was the kind of moment that makes bystanders gasp and officers hit the brakes.
Signal 4.
Turns out Brandon Corey Johnson wasn't just speeding. He was wanted for a probation violation involving battery. He'd been driving without a license, had 2 minors in the car, and enough drugs in the trunk to raise every eyebrow in Hernando County. Authorities booked him on the spot, and the Department of Children and Families immediately stepped in. This wasn't just a traffic stop gone wrong, it was a full crash course in what not to do. It was the morning of June 15, 2023, and in Prairie County, Arkansas, traffic on I-40 was humming along like any other weekday. But when a Dodge Challenger came into the sights of a White County Sheriff's Drug Task Force deputy, that peaceful rhythm didn't last long. The vehicle didn't just ignore the stop it bolted. Just like that, a quiet stretch of highway turned into a corridor for chaos. The initial trooper stayed on the Challenger's tail, trying everything to get the muscle car under control. But no matter how close he got, the driver wasn't interested in playing by the rules, and the long empty stretch of I-40 gave him room to double down on bad decisions. The real danger started when the Challenger hit a wall of traffic, not literally, but close. With semis stacked across the horizon, the suspect picked a line and forced his way through without lifting off the gas, gambling with every mirror and bumper in sight. Farther down the road, a familiar figure had joined the chessboard. Hazen Police Chief B. Taylor saw it all unfolding and decided not to wait around. He positioned himself ahead of the chaos and took control of the situation in the most direct way possible. The driver was quickly taken into custody following the successful maneuver. No injuries, no dramatic crash, just sharp planning and execution by local law enforcement. Sadly, no details about the suspect have been made public, but with a stunt like that, they're probably looking at least a handful of felonies, a revoked license, and a long chat with a judge. It's easy to forget how much one good decision can change everything. But on that day, Chief Taylor's timing proved sharper than any getaway plan the suspect could dream up. On June 15, 2023, what began as a simple observation turned into a high-stakes freeway disaster waiting to happen. A patrol unit near Jonesboro Road spotted a car with a completely blacked-out windshield, a red flag if there ever was one. But the moment the officer moved in, the driver didn't hesitate. No waiting, no talking, just instant chaos as the Challenger hit the gas like it had something to hide.
I'm clear, come on up.
Once inside the Atlanta city limits, the suspect didn't just keep up the pressure, he doubled it. Speeding down the shoulder, ignoring lights, and even hopping into opposing traffic, he made every intersection a gamble with lives on the line.
Past the Park Ave. We'll be making a left onto Boulevard. Onto Christian Street. I'll be on Edgewood Ave. Making a right.
Just when it seemed like he might disappear into the city maze, the suspect's plan took a sharp turn. The vehicle lost control, the door flew open, and suddenly the chase went from tires to tennis shoes with backup already on his heels, and one officer bringing a four-legged partner who doesn't miss. The driver was later identified as Jay Shaw, a convicted felon with a stolen Glock stashed by the seat. He got a canine bite a hospital trip and a rude awakening when deputies didn't back off like the others he'd outrun. He now faces felony fleeing theft by receiving possession of a firearm by a felon, reckless driving, and 11 more charges. Guess some lessons come with teeth. It didn't take long for a routine pursuit to turn into something much more intense. On February 26, 2023, an orange Dodge Challenger stormed up I-75 with Henry County PD hot on its heels. But just ahead of the chaos, Trooper Williams of the Georgia State Patrol waited like a chess piece already in position. The moment he saw the suspect zip by the chase, officially changed hands. The suspect tried to play it smart, easing off the gas near a group of bikers, maybe hoping to hide or slip through. But what he didn't count on was how quickly one trooper could flip the entire situation on its head. In a final burst of desperation, Nathan James Rogers ditched the car and took off across I-75, dodging vehicles like it was some real-life game of Frogger. Unfortunately for him, that stunt only got him as far as the opposite shoulder, where deputies brought the whole ordeal to a quiet end. There's no full charge sheet yet, but let's be real, running from GSP in a Challenger and then on foot through freeway traffic, that's got multiple felonies written all over it. One wrong move led to another, and this chase ended right where it should have. Some choices are dumb, others are jaw-droppingly, life-alteringly stupid. On July 8, 2023, someone in Cabot, Arkansas decided to steal a Dodge Challenger and floor it out of town, as if that was going to go unnoticed. Local officers were hot on the car's tail, But when they called in Arkansas State Police for backup, things shifted into a whole new gear. That's when Trooper Austin Duncan Flemister joined the pursuit, and everything got faster and a whole lot riskier.
139AX, they were still going to be heading on I-30. Yep, we're just past 139AX, still on I-30.
As the Challenger screamed down I-30, the suspect didn't even try to blend in. He cut across lanes passed on the shoulder and pushed his speed well past the legal limit, all while surrounded by unsuspecting traffic.
Still on I-30 going west for 6 for Kilo. 10-4. I'm no longer secondary. 18 Little Rock, I'm secondary, I'll call it. We're 30 west, just passing the south interchange. Right lane, speed to 120.
With danger rising and the road stretching open, Trooper Duncan Flemister took action. One well-timed decision would decide whether this ended in handcuffs or something far worse.
16, y'all end it when you can. 10-4. Just past the 137 westbound, number 2 lane, speed to 135. TVI. Copy, TVI.
The suspect, later identified as Marquette Muhammad, didn't just steal a car, he stole everyone's time and risked a whole lot more. After crashing out and trying to escape into the woods, he was caught and turned over to Cabot PD. His charges were stacked from felony fleeing in a vehicle to aggravated assault and theft over $25,000. A Challenger may be built for speed, but it won't outrun GPS radios and a trooper who knows how to shut it down. Some people treat traffic laws like suggestions. On March 18, 2024, one driver in a white Dodge Challenger decided 96 miles per hour sounded better than 65, and that stop signs were just decorative. He could have pulled over when the lights came on behind him. Instead, he did what every trooper hates to see: he floored it. That choice kicked off a chase that left behind roads, fences, and any sense of common sense.
Middle lane.
10-4, middle lane.
I don't think I got it yet.
10-4. I know it.
That's 66 County line.
10-4, units on 1031, 1066 county line, 1066 county line.
After blowing through a red light and ignoring a stop sign, the Challenger stormed onto the interstate like it owned the highway. But near the county road, 484 exit troopers had a plan waiting. Stop sticks were laid down, and when the car hit them, that rear tire didn't stand a chance.
10-4, 1466 that county line. They're going to...
Alright, we do have a hit on the stop sticks. Alright, we're still going a little too fast to pit. Rear driver's side's going out.
10-4, rear driver's side going out.
49 point.
Zero 4190, do you want subject to continue or be to the...
As the Challenger started to fishtail, the driver tried to hold it together. But with the pavement ending and the open field calling, he took a sharp, desperate turn and found out the grass isn't always greener.
I'm right here with you. Good. Come on. Single 4, single 4.
Single 4, I'm 33.
And 4, if I can get a chance to bid, I'm going to tell you.
Stand by. Signal 4, signal 4.
The driver, later identified as Kamari Stokes, was finally taken into custody after that wild detour ended the way most of them do badly. His passenger, Brandell Crossley, claimed he woke up mid-chase and tried to surrender from the window. Deputies also found marijuana tucked between the seat and center console. With no valid license and a growing list of charges, Kamari's attempt to outrun the law just earned him a longer stay behind bars. It was the night of February 12, 2023, and a white Dodge Challenger had already dodged Pulaski County deputies. But once Arkansas State Police got involved, the game changed. Trooper Niles was the first on it, eyes-locked sirens on not letting that car get another free mile. The suspect, still clinging to the idea of escape, made one more mistake.
10-4, that's the vehicle.
Trooper Jacob Bird arrived shortly after the takedown to help secure the scene, but Niles had already wrapped it up. The driver, still trying to play dumb, claimed he didn't recognize who was behind him. A weak excuse that went nowhere. Niles didn't hold back. If you hit the brakes instead of the gas, your car wouldn't be wrecked. It's not every day a suspect gets a driving lesson with their arrest. If you thought that was intense, just wait until you see what happens next. Click on the next video and buckle up. It gets even crazier. Appreciate you being here. Hit that subscribe button to stick with us.